Same day, different video, same concept. It's 9:50, almost 10 o'clock. Sunday, January 17th, 2021, 2021, however you want to say it, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Let's get back to it. So this is actually part two of that 30-minute video that I just made. I normally say, I've said all of this that I'm saying. I've said it a few times in videos while I was playing the game. Game is put up. Gotta move. So I just did another video without all the gaming with the same words. Maybe you listen. So anyway, it was more or less self-therapy nowadays. And I fast forwarded. I gotta go back. So when the last video left off, I was talking about how you know things were different. First I messed around and went toward the job because I was walking you down the street, walked you down the street verbally, and then I went into the job instead of walking you down the street and coming back like I was supposed to. So then I ended up walking you from the first motel I got when I came from my sister's house on to I stayed in this little area. So it was 1, 2, 3 motels, and then I went further back toward the mall area. I walked you down there, and then once I walked you down there, then I verbally walked you back down here. But I was also telling you how things. I'm to myself personally. I'm a private person, but I'm not the type of person that wants to be alone all the time. You know what I mean? And nobody should have to be. Nobody should want to be. Nobody actually wants to be always alone, but I am. I don't associate with nobody. That's my fault. But I do have, a little bit of friends or whatever. More like associates than friends. They're friends of me or friends to me. That's what I have a lot of, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, but then there's people that I go and visit them, and they never come over to my place or whatever. Or they'll come over, but they won't come over without a certain person. So it's more like, or if they come over, it's only for a few minutes. And if they come over, it's only to talk about their boyfriend that I just happen to know. So I never actually got a visit from anybody, real visits. So it was only one time I got a visit, and that was during the first time. Uh, it was like after I was almost into a year. I was like in 8 or 9 months. Had this apartment, and then a visitor came and she stayed for a couple of hours or whatever. We made spaghetti, and the videos on Master P. What the hell am I thinking? The video is on Facebook. So yeah, this is the last time, first and last. Um, so, I mean, it's just dull. It's boring now. Got a friend. I don't have a lot of male friends, but I got a friend. He keeps saying that he's coming over. He's been supposed to come over ever since the third month that I got this place. And I was still working at this Walmart down here, and he had got fired. Like he was like, well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how long ago it was. Like I'm gonna say it was probably 4 months after he got fired that he came back around. That's what I'm gonna say, but I cannot guarantee that. So I will say it was sometime after he got fired, he came back around. I'll put it like that. That way I won't be lying. Sometime after he got fired, he came back around, and that's still true. No matter how much time it was, I'm stupid. Um, so he came back and you know came back to holler at everybody, and yeah, he came to see me, and I just had the assumption that we were closer than what we really were. Like after a year of having this place and him not coming around, then I just kind of started and there were times that we were on the phone. I lost his number because I know it ain't, you know. But and I tell this story not to sound stupid, but I tell this story because it tells the story of how I do, when I do reach out and people are not there, you know, and that's even more frustrating and yeah, man. But that's even that adds on to my mental issues. I already have rejection problems. I already have acceptance problems, and that's not me. It is part of me. Me accepting people don't want me or want to, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, as well as me wanting to be accepted, you know. But who doesn't? But it also adds on to my depression. So um, that really hurt me. Of all people, like that really took a lot out of me that he didn't show up. He didn't never show face, and then I was always at the no offense, I'm gonna say it like this though. This white boy's house. Uh, we we were friends because we were friends of friends. So we never did establish our own friendship. We were friends of friends, and that made us friends. And then when those people got fired from Walmart, then we were still, trying to hold on to something that wasn't really there, and we never took the time to establish and strengthen that friendship. Instead, he tried to make me the ass of every joke, and that's not the role I played in that. Matter of fact, you were the ass of the joke because it was I and her. You know what I mean? You liking on her, you trying to get with her or whatever. But then she was friends with me because I was friends with the guy that I'm talking about that keep on talking about he's gonna come fuck with me and he don't. Um, so that's kind of how that rolled. Now she on the other hand, she went through the same thing. This chick, she's not really important to this conversation except for the fact that she never showed up without anybody, which is kind of understandable. But she this young girl that we talking about, she young lady, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. This young lady, all respect. This young lady, she was friends to a friend of mine, and she wasn't dating him. They were doing their thing while he dates other women and do his thing. None of my business. I just don't want my friend getting hurt. So this other chick that did come over, and the videos up on uh, Facebook about her cooking spaghetti or whatever, that chick was my friend. And, it just made a whole mess. I didn't want to see my friend get hurt. So please don't be playing with her like that. And, he did what he did. I told her back off of him. But anyway, that part wasn't important. What's important is that because I was connected to this girl, because I was connected to this lady, um, this white guy uh, found a connection with me because I was her friend. Anybody who's friends to her is friend to him. Anybody who's her enemy is his enemy because he really liked her. She ain't feeling it. She keep on saying she don't like white meat. Pink meat is what she's saying. Um, so anyway, so we established our friendship through her, but let me show you something. I was saying I went back to her and I said that we established a friendship through the guy that she liked that I'm friends with. And then when he got fired, I and him were still friends, but then she and I were still friends also. And we had the time where we really did put down and establish a friendship with us. So we were really friends. And I mean, we used to call each other best friend, even though she had another best friend outside of work. So that's what it was. But this guy and I, he and I, the guy that was liking on her, the white guy that was liking on her, we didn't really form that bond of friendshipness. We didn't actually do that. We didn't set aside a time where we could form a friendship. He never gave us a chance. You see, when she left, which one of them got fired first? She did. No, they actually both got fired at the same time, like, kind of maybe 2 or 3 days or whatever after each other. Nevertheless, story goes on that some shady shit was going on. Our manager uh, that I walked into, uh, he was no longer there. So this guy was trying to make me the ass of every joke, and that's not how we set it up. But then after she had got fired or whatever, and he was getting fired, then when he came back around, he tried that same thing to make me the ass of the joke, and we never did actually establish a friendship. So now let's fast forward. Now that we went through all of that running around, now you kind of, if you followed me, if I didn't confuse you, then you'll understand that we never did establish a point of friendship. So with me going over to his house all the time, having drinks with him, whatever, I'm like, maybe you should come over with me. I didn't have this apartment. I was in a motel. So I kind of understand nobody wants to come to a motel. Maybe my own kid's mom, wants to come to the motel. My kids, that kind of wasn't the best environment for them, but I like to see them. I should be able to see them sometime. So that's kind of embarrassing to me and kind of, making me feel less than worthy and a whole lot of stuff. Like I said, there's so much that I was trying to do, and everything that I've been through these last couple of years just means so much, and it just, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to prove myself and do so much, and I don't even know that it was. I know it was worth it in my opinion to me, but I don't know what people saw. I don't know what people got out of it. I don't know that my kids even understood, got anything out of what I've been trying to do and what I've done. Me spending money on them, and then when I tell them, hey, it ain't about the money, you know what I'm saying? Because there was times that I couldn't buy them a lot of clothes, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And that's mostly what I started buying, actually stuff. I stopped buying so many other toys. But even when I was buying toys, I wanted them to understand I'm not going to be able to get you. And there was times I couldn't do it because my check was not there. My check was not there. I'm still making $11 an hour. That's part of why all of this got started. That's part of why I came home and made a video, because I was thinking back while I was at Sonic talking about the damn money that we're not getting. And it doesn't make sense. I've been at $11 ever since I started at Walmart. They trick you, they lie to you. They'll tell you that you'll get a raise, but Walmart starts you at $11. The door greeters start at $11, and they move up. Um, some of the places, depending on what area you go to, you're starting at $12 for $11, $11.75, $11.50, whatever. But my position had me starting at $11. Only I have to complete the whole training course in order to get that 11, because they'll put you at 10 first. Now, if you don't pass it, then you just made $10 an hour for, going through the motion. And now you're at the door. You should get paid. You know. So it's actually put in like 5 years, and I'm still at 11, whatever. I keep on changing it up. Say 11.50, 11.75, 11.35. Probably because I don't really look at my check stub, and probably because I don't get a check stub, so I have to pay attention to whenever there was a way that I can run that stuff off, but they don't ever have time or whatever. When they start pushing you into getting rid of the paperwork, then they don't have time to run nothing off, copy nothing for you or whatever. So they don't have time. So then it becomes your responsibility, but they want you on the floor doing the work instead of training, through the training courses, or trying to get yourself together. You get several people to verify that, which is stupid, but that's the way it happens. Um, so anyway, yeah. So we didn't really establish a friendship, but I used to go to his house all the time, and we'd only sit in his living room with his grandma most of the time. And he'd be in control of the TV. Yeah, she'd be in her own little world. Yeah, but no, why come we can't ever go in your room and chill like we're boys? You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, 10, 11, 12, my company come over, we'll to the room. However, you said you spoke to the adults. You spoke to my mom if she was in there. Dad, if he was in there. You spoke. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you didn't have to, but sometimes you spoke to my siblings. You didn't have to, but I mean, if you know them, we all go to school together. You know. Um, Now the aunties, you spoke to those. The uncles, you spoke to those. Uh, the siblings were kind of, you know. But anyway, bottom line, he never did want to come over to the motel. Then when I got out of the motel, he didn't never want to spend time over here either. Like, come on, man. I spent multiple times, and then I stopped going over his house so much, and then that kind of started, making way for our fall apart of the little friendship that we had. It made way for the fall apart, and we're not even like we're not enemies or nothing, but we don't really like. I know that he's out here in Texas. Like he went to go see his mom, take care of her, and then he came back and didn't let me know. But he let me know when he was going to leave, and that was the breakage of us. And I had been trying to break our little friendship for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Trying to end it because it was not really a friendship. It was more or less kind of abusive at times. Like we'd argue a little bit too much. You know what I mean? And every friendship, every relationship, friendship, they're gonna have arguments. But we wasn't on the same page. Um, thank God it wasn't nothing racist or nothing like that. It was just uh, we just had different opinions and different aspects on certain stuff, and that's what it was. Like, and I would never understand why he never did want to come over. You know, and you say that you're black. You say you're black, like one of them white people say that they're black. They don't feel comfortable going to the actual hood or being around the hood. You know, they're black in their own way. They're black in their own community. They're black in their own neighborhood. They're black in their own house. They're black in their workplace. You know, I didn't come here to talk about racism. Y'all probably won't even listen. Half of my videos are about religion, racism, sexism. I'm not perfect myself. I say some sexist stuff sometimes, but it's also about that, and it's also about the double standards that each sex has. Men has double standards, women have double standards, and the women want men to be held accountable for a lot, and we are, but we're not in their eyesight. Men are getting tired of seeing women not being held accountable, and that's not happening enough. And then um, men, women want men to speak up on everything that happens, and they don't feel like they're being safeguarded, protected or whatever. All of that's in my videos, but those are like videos way back because I hadn't been making serious videos in over a year. I just got stressing and depressing me, making all these videos, getting no feedback, and then part of the reason why I wasn't getting feedback is because I learned that I was when you put this, say, for a child to watch, they cut off the commenting. You can't comment on these videos. YouTube was doing some changing. You can't comment on the videos that are made for kids. What? So, um, that being said, let me go ahead and get back to it. So I was, that was part of the thing. I wasn't even, with the friendship thing that I just told you all about, it wasn't even, you know, it wasn't even part of the discussion that I was actually supposed to have, but because I wanted to elevate the fact that I'm here by myself, to myself all the time, I had to go into that friendship part too. I mean, I like to be by myself. I like the freedom. I like all of this. I like that I can do it by myself. I pay my own bills. I don't mind doing that. That's part of the reason why I'm glad that I did it. I don't mind doing it. I did it in Louisiana, but that was years ago. Like, everybody was like, I never know you have your own place. I never know you pay your own, and even somebody's brother had came in to cheering to my ass because something that he was told, he was hyped up by, what I'm saying, his wife after she came over there and saw their mom, my kid's grandma, really upset or whatever about issues in the household that they not staying in. But because it got to be dedicated to his mom, so he come in to get in my ass, and one of the things he called me was a freeloader. I ain't never been no damn freeloader. Never. Not ever. I hardly ever want to ask for help from anybody, let alone another man. When I was staying with somebody, you guarantee your ass I was in and out that house all the time. You bet your ass I was not wanting to stay there. Anytime I stay with somebody, I don't mean to be rude or mean or whatever, but I don't want to be there. And then if you make me feel uncomfortable, I'm not going to be there. I can be paying the rent. I can be helping. with the bills. I'm not going to be there. Nobody needs to be where they feel uncomfortable. So anyway, that wasn't even part of the video, but it got thrown in there because I can't believe people think I'm living off of people, living off of other men. I don't even want to. On the other hand, I did have another man here supposed to be helping me, and he couldn't come through with his part of the bill. Went from I'm paying $660 a month. I went from $630 to $660 a month, and then I got help. I was looking for a roommate anyway, so I was like, well, shoot, I had been searching for a roommate for 3 months now, and he found nobody suitable. So yeah, you can come up because he needed help. He got put out wherever he was at. Basically, his baby mama's house or whatever. She chose another man. So anyway, we went from him paying me telling him to pay $350 a piece, which is more than what he's supposed to have paid. He's supposed to put $330, but I wanted that extra. To me telling him, okay, well, you talking about you can't do that, child support taking all your money, just go ahead and give me $300. He didn't want to do that. I said, give me $200. He didn't want to do that. I'm not going down to no damn 100 or 150. So you're gonna have to make some shit shake off, So I had to go ahead and get rid of him. Turn off my internet and everything. This fool went and found a way to turn the damn internet back on. I disconnected the TVs from it. This fool found a way to. He went and got himself an antenna. No, you're not getting the point. It's time for you to go. Shit. And then when I finally was ready for him to go, and he knew I was getting ready to put his ass out. He knew I was getting ready to put him out that day. I didn't sleep the whole time. I stayed up the whole night. I was up early the next morning, pacing around the floor, and his eye caught me. His daughter was here, of course, so he's supposed to keep, eye. But I was basically finna unhook that antenna. Okay, so the girl was up. She was watching TV. That ain't got nothing to do with me. It's time for him to get the fuck up. It's 8 a.m. It's 8 in the morning. He need to go get my money, or he need to get out. But the girl is young. I can't say nothing to her, so I'm going to unhook the thing. And he saw me, so I went ahead and I let that ride. I didn't unhook it. I just came on back. We discussed about this is not a part of the video, I'm sorry. I discussed about the money. I told him I need it. He said he's going to go get it. I ran out of patience, and I was getting irritated because I'm easily irritated. I do have a bad temper, and once I'm through, I'm through. Now, with that being said, somebody's going to use all that against me. Everybody in the world, everybody who know me know that the fuse to my temper is long, but once it's, once it's that detonation time, it detonates. So it might take me a long time, but once I'm gone, I'm gone. So anyway, because I do so much to not to be mad, I do so much not to be pissed or whatever. And when I finally get to the point to where I cannot not be, then I'm mad because it took me so long. I'm mad because I let you take me there, and I'm mad. I'm mad at myself for several different reasons. So anyway, when he ended up coming back, but when he came back, he had more of his kids with him. What are you playing me for a fool, man? Ah! All right. So he had the money when he came back. Came back with his kid, more of his kids, and he came back with the money. But it was already too late. I made my decision. So his stuff was out on my patio, waiting on him. And yeah, I do talk about they need to fix this patio, the bars on the patio. I've been talking about that ever since he left. The truth is, he did that, trying to get his stuff, lift his stuff over the thing, because I wouldn't let him come in and get his stuff. Put it all on the patio. I would not let him come in to go through that door to get that stuff, because I was afraid that if he come back in, I wouldn't be able to get him out. I didn't want to go through that. But this was not about him. I'm sorry. I apologize. So yeah, basically, I am alone, and it just gets boring, uh, irritating. You know, play the game and everything, watch movies, cry, laugh, all that. I want to be able to do that with somebody sometime. You know what I'm saying? And I know where I'm going. It's not going to be just that much different. Like I'll be to myself or whatever, like I always am, because I am a to myself person. But sometime I'll be able to see somebody going in and out of the house. I'll be able to see somebody, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then I'll be able to go share a conversation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to laugh, or uh, if I get in the time to where I need to cry, I'll be able to cry and have somebody put some words of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't really buy into religion as a whole, but I mean, that's there as an option too. Now, when I say that, it's going to be a surprise, but it's not that I don't believe in God. It's not that I don't believe in Jesus. It's just a system of religion I'm not for. And I don't believe that you have to go to church. I don't believe you have to do none of that. And I was basically taught, you know, the church is not in the building. Go to the building to get stronger from the people. But anyway, I guess that ends my little conversation. It's like 10:20 something now. Basically a hour long video that I chopped down at 2 30 minutes, 2 30-minute videos. Yeah, basically the moral of this story is these two videos is that I've had a lot going on within these last few years, these last 5 years, up and down these streets, around in this area, this one area. I've had so much going on, happy times, sad times, you know what I'm saying, all of that, because I've sat in these motel rooms and cried, cried. And some of these videos are up there that I've cried on, cried. Nobody here, nobody to hear me, nobody nowhere. That's why I'm crying. Nobody, nothing, nobody, you know, nobody. I don't have nobody to call, you know. That's why I'm crying. But it's crazy because I've done so much though. I can say that, and I can be proud of myself and be happy, and that's part of the reason why I'm not just so sad about it. I am sad. Even when I was up there, the before I got these videos started, the reason for these videos was because I was feeling a moment of like, God, this is it. This is it. God damn, this is it, man. Even up there at Walmart, even up there at Walmart, I did some stuff. Like up there at Walmart, I was shit. You might as well have given me management position. Just hearing a little bit of too much stuff. I had to come on in here. I'm sorry. I was just hearing too much movement. Oh God, my bad. And that happens from time to time. I hear movement like on my patio or whatever. And it's simply because cars are parked by the patio or whatever. But it doesn't sound right, so I have to come check it out. Make sure ain't nobody trying to get in my door. Okay, where was I at? I'm sorry. Um, God damn, I forgot where I was at. So yeah, I'm gonna start over. Well, I'm gonna say something that I don't know if I was doing there or not because I forgot my train of thought. Patio scene got me. So yeah, I I've accomplished so much within this amount of time. Even at Walmart, you know what I'm saying? I skipped. Oh, in the last video, I skipped forward and I said I gotta go back. Even at Walmart, you know what I'm saying? I stayed there and I was like, after I finally got into a garden center and I was comfortable and I was at ease, I was at peace and whatever. And it's mostly because I was by myself the whole time I was in that garden center. It didn't start out like that now. It didn't start out like that. But I eventually, after a couple of months, I was by myself. Like people had got fired, people had quit, and then people just didn't want to work and they were put in the garden center and they wasn't doing their part or whatever, because you got garden center and seasonal. Those are the two departments. Well, garden center is responsible for seasonal department. So those are two departments in one. And then you have, I was actually hired for seasonal anyway. So he put me in the garden center. Garden center is, responsible for seasonal, but they gave me seasonal anyway, regardless. So then, because when it wasn't seasonal time, they'll shift me to the uh, school supply area. Oh my God, Ricky, what is that called? School supply, which is also responsible for celebration area or department. So you got celebration department and damn, what is school supply called? Oh my God, I don't know what school supply is called because I sound just like a damn customer. All right, so anyway, it just so happens I was actually hired for the seasonal, and that's when he put me up there. Like he switched me out of the back room to the front for seasonal. It was that time, so I had to help set up everything for Christmas and for the holidays, whatever. Christmas, Thanksgiving. I said that wrong, but it's okay. Uh, Thanksgiving, the seasons, whatever. That's what I would put up there for. It wasn't just for the garden center, but garden center was my area because there was a guy that was already working there. He was sickly, and he was going on his little leave or whatever to go to the hospital or whatever. And he was going to be out for a while because he was getting the surgery or whatever. So when he came back, everybody was saying I was going to be gone, fired or whatever. That never did happen. Especially since they didn't have nobody. By the time the guy made it back, they didn't have nobody, so I was by myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's then again, I just fast forwarded and went back because I just told you I was trying to explain to you how I got by myself, and then anyway. So, but you still needed to know, why I was put in the garden center anyway. But anyway, so yeah, um, stationary. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I was hired for seasonal, but seasonal goes with garden center. So he had me in garden center for this guy that was finna go on sick leave or whatever. And when he came back, I was to go to stationary, which is where the school supply is. And stationary uh, is they have everything to do with, because I couldn't say it then, I couldn't say the right word. They have everything to do with celebration. So it's seasonal, seasonal garden center, stationary, celebration. 4 areas I covered by myself for too long. But I mean, I was frustrated. I was mad about it, raising hell about it. But then after a while, really within the year that we all had to disband, the year that the damn place shut down, I was just getting used to it and getting happy. I was used to it. I was there. You know what I'm saying? It only became hectic when the school time came, and I had to do all the running around plus keep the stuff straight because there was people that were supposed to be over there helping me, but they wasn't helping me. So I can't get nobody to come help this customer. I have to help this customer and keep the stuff straightened up or whatever. If I didn't, I was gonna be there all night trying to straighten the stuff up. Kind of, sorta, because they didn't want you to leave, and they was counting on me for a lot. I was expected to do a lot. I was so expected to do a lot. But I mean, I had already got my award anyway. They say I was, outstanding or whatever. So I had an award for it to show, I was good at what I was doing or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that garden center time. Okay, so since I just explained that I was in 4 departments by myself, 4, not 4. Let me go ahead and not exclude that. Let me go ahead and put that in there too because those are different departments. So I say I enjoyed the garden center, but I also enjoyed my time in the stationery. Also, after I was there, alone by myself or whatever, I enjoyed it. I could do whatever I want, but I didn't. I was hardly ever on my phone. I was so disciplined. I'm always trying to be straight, right, and too disciplined. Man, everybody was always on their phone because I used to have to go take care of toys, cover the toys area because their schedule was all mixed up and jibbled up, and they didn't have 2 to 3 workers anyway. And the sporting goods section um, was always kind of jibbered up or whatever, and they didn't really have too many workers there either. So I basically covered that whole side, and everybody knew that. So nobody gave me shit except for this one manager, this one guy, and then his friend. Fool, you're not even a manager on this side. Take your ass back to where you came from. I know that's your road dog, your buddy, or whatever. Don't come over here with that. And after a while, I got to a point to where, yeah, I charge him up too. But you're not gonna come over here trying to tell me how to do nothing when I've been doing this by myself and alone for this whole time. Ain't nobody said nothing. The other managers are commending me on it. I'm doing good. You doing good. You know what I'm saying? When they come, I got stuff straightened up. They might come around once or twice and it's not straight. Next time they come around, it's straight. No, I mean straight. I mean like the stuff all off the floor, toys, uh, trash, whatever. All the stuff clear off the floor. The stuff is being put up neat or whatever, straightened up or whatever. The only thing that you might see is what they call return. And I believe we're putting them in baskets, and then they stopped putting them in baskets. I don't remember what the hell we were putting them in after that. But returns are basically stuff that don't belong in that area. And then they started some dumb stuff where they wanted you to take it to the area where it belongs. Well, I'm the only person on this side, basically, so I cannot go all the way over there to the grocery side or to wherever else. You know what I'm saying? Where the furniture is or whatever. That's not my area. You know. And then on top of that, I mean, I can't really complain a lot about that. That's crazy because I don't really have a lot of complaints. I really enjoyed myself there. Like, I just wish I would have taken more time to really enjoy myself, be on the phone a little bit, but I didn't have nobody to talk to, even if I could be on the phone, you know? So, I mean, it was just that was a joyous time for me. It was really easy and laid back, you know, not stressing at all, you know? And part of that is because my manager, uh, they left, he left around 5 or 6 anyway, and that's when I was coming in. I come in at 4, and they leaving at 5 or 6 or whatever. So department managers, but the other managers sometimes they stay there for longer than that. Sometimes they leave. But yeah, I really enjoyed this Walmart. I really enjoyed this one. After I got to the garden center, I enjoyed myself a whole lot. It was better. I'm talking about. I just basically talked about the stationary seasonal and celebration area, which is all indoors and in the same little space. But let's go back to the garden center. Right? I really enjoyed myself even in the garden center area, that outside with water and the plants. Because I mean, I got to spend time out there, outdoors or whatever. And I mean, yeah, um, I used to try to make videos, but I couldn't really make videos. I only had like 2 or 3 of them actually being made. But yeah, I mean, it was real fun, you know. I'd stay away. I'd be away from everybody. I'd be away from everybody out there in that garden center. I'd be away from everybody. Um, I mean, out there in the well, I still call it the actual garden center. Even then, because that's where the plants are. I'd be away from everybody. You know, the customers they come out there, but it wasn't a lot. You know, and I still never learned too much about the plants. But yeah, I really enjoyed myself out there. Um, that whole area, I enjoyed myself. Even when I had to go uh, man the toy area, uh, they ended up just calling me over there just to straighten it up, or they call it zoning, where you straighten up the area. But I went from having to put the stuff up on the shelves uh, to just zoning it. I never did learn how to set mods or nothing like that. I wanted to become a department manager, but I never did take the time to learn mods. I really enjoyed myself. I'm not gonna lie. And as you see, I got more to say about this one than the one I just got fired from. I don't really have too much nothing to say there. Did I enjoy it? There were some fun times. There was some fun times we had. The crew, I didn't enjoy the position. I really don't have anything to say about it. My time was mostly over here, and that's where I lived. My life was lived in this area. I really came to life here. I really came to life here. After so many years of not having nothing, so many years of being stuck in a position I didn't want to be in, so many years of living with other people, so many years, I really, I got a chance to live. I got a chance to revive myself. And I really lived. I was really enjoying everything. So that's it for this video. I made it more than an hour, but it was actually these videos, these last two videos, uh, that's recorded on January 17th. Is it still January 17th? Yeah. So when you get these last two videos on January that you see recorded on January 17th, these are really supposed to be detailing, the fact that I'm ready to go, and it's not that I'm ready to go because I don't want to pay my own bills or pay my own way. I'm ready to go because I'm tired of being alone. Um, Sometimes lonely, but more or less just being alone. And I know that's not going to be solved by me just moving around, but it's just a different place. I don't have to. Right now, if I stay here too much longer, I'll end up in the corner somewhere, crying my head off. So that's what mainly what this was about. Um, Even when I was talking about Walmart, I was ready to go for Walmart too. It's too much to change, and I wasn't getting the money, and I was tired of that. Like even then, I was enjoying myself so much that it really the money that I was not getting, it didn't even register. Like I knew I was still at $11. I knew I was still. We talked about it a couple of times, but you know, whatever. There's a lot of us that talked about it, but I mean, we didn't. I wasn't as up in your face, then as I had been with these managers over at this other Walmart. I don't mean I got directly in their face. I mean like I talked to them. No, y'all need to give us our rates. You know, we doing too much. Y'all got us doing too much. Y'all know damn well that's too much for what we doing. We going over there doing all that stuff that they should be doing in their department when we're over here. You're expecting us to get this stuff done in a timely manner, and you want us to do their stuff too, and we're not getting paid for that. We're not even getting the money that they're getting. Yes, that's what kind of in face I was doing. It don't matter whether it was my manager or the manager from that area, because every department manager got a manager. If you're on GM side, general merchandise side, you got a manager over your department managers. If you're on the grocery side, there's a manager over the department managers. So I didn't care. I didn't cuss them out. I did use curse words, but I didn't curse them out. There's a difference between calling you and just saying that shit is stupid. Shit. It's a curse word. Anyway, that's what these videos were about, though. These last two videos were just to underline the fact that I'm not ready to go because I don't want to pay my own way. I just basically ready to go because I just need rest. I need to try this again. Not maybe. I need to try this again. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to try it where I'm going to try it in that area, but I need to try this again. I just need to rest for a little bit. Now, people will get mad. Don't be coming to rest. I don't mean no harm or no disrespect to nobody. That's just what it is. I just need to sit down. I need to rest for a little while. I've had a lot. I actually stopped the tear at the end. I wanted to cry just then when I said that because it's dead true. It's dead true. I've had a lot going on, man. I've had a lot going on. I have had a lot going most important thing is I'm trying to figure out if my kids even understand or know done so much for them that I wasn't able to do at one point in time because I was living with somebody. And I just wanted to show them, a different side of me. And I was able to do that. I was able to do that. And I've always wanted to have another place that they can go to if they're in trouble or whatever. And I mentioned that trophy or whatever that I got, the plaque I got, that's nothing compared to what I really accomplished. I even had a conversation with somebody, one of the managers. It wasn't a good conversation. It didn't go well. But basically, I said that I do give up and come back and try again. And he said that's not. I said I don't give up. I might quit. I forgot how I said it, but basically, he was giving an account to the fact that you're not supposed to ever give up. And I said I don't. I just stop. Like even if I'm playing a game and I can't win the game, I quit the game for a while and then I come back to it. Well, that's quitting. That's not quitting or giving up. A war is fought with many battles. You're gonna lose a battle or two. And I was able to resurface. I was able to redefine myself. I was able to live again. I went from not having anything. I went from not having anything and not being able to do too much of nothing for my kids, but every penny I got, I held on to, and I was able. I bought them stuff. Like I pre-buy their stuff. I buy their stuff for Christmas, and I still kept that same tactic in hand, even when I had a job. I kept on doing the same thing. Like I buy stuff ahead of time. But I basically at one time I couldn't even buy them anything when they had something from me. Um, it was from uh, somebody that gave me money, sometime or whatever. And I held on to that money and I paid for stuff that was needed. Even when I paid for stuff that wasn't needed, like candy, they always was able to come get some candy or something, some sweets or something from me. For the whole setup here, from not being able to so-called provide for my kids to being able to provide for them. Like I was starting to say, I had wanted them to have a place to come whenever they needed to, if they needed to come somewhere, to get away from all the crazy stuff that they're being exposed to. They shouldn't have to go through or whatever before it ruins them or changes them or determines who they are or who they're not going to be. Only thing I regret is that they wasn't here. I feel like they wasn't here enough, you know. And when they were here, we spent more time. I spent more time trying to have fun with them than I did anything else. Like there was, because I don't know when they're gonna be able to come around again. Even when they was at the motel, I don't know when they're gonna be able to come around or when they're not. I was always aware of that. I I wanted to find out any thoughts of me not being able to do anything for them or me not wanting to do nothing with them, especially uh, because I was somewhere other than where they were. Thoughts might have been that, hey, your dad ain't gonna do nothing for you. I've never wanted to be a deadbeat dad. I never wanted a broken home. And that's part of what hurt me so much when I first got into. I'm not gonna go there exactly, but when this relationship has started, that's part of what hurt me, what killed me inside. I never did want a broken home, and I thought I had everything together. I thought everything was together. I thought, you know, that's a story for a later day, though. But yeah, this job gave me life. I was able to live again. I was able to finally live again. Have my own money. I ain't did shit, but I have my own money. Half the liquor I got, the vodka, I didn't even buy myself. I have my own money though. I've only owned 2 pair of name brand shoes since I've had the job. Now I don't have a job and I need another pair of shoes in this time and I don't have the money. I only I've only had 2 name brand shoes. But I hadn't had name brand shoes in forever. I don't even know what shoes I did have. I didn't take advantage and go out and buy 1,000 things of clothes. I still don't have no clothes. The only clothes I had was the ones that I was going back and forth to work with. Then when they changed over and said, well, you don't have to wear black pants, you can wear khakis or whatever. And that's when I started wearing jeans and khakis and stuff like that. But now I count those as work clothes. I really don't have any clothes. And that's my fault. I didn't take the time to buy anything. All my white shirts I keep on buying, I'm messing up. I don't know how. been a long road, and this has been a long journey. I conquered a lot. I didn't give up. I conquered a lot. My mental issues, and crying, and everything, I've conquered a lot. That Destiny's Child need to come on in the background. I'm a survivor. Or we can play the one song I love. I used to always love that song. I am a living testimony. I should have been dead and gone. But Lord, you let me live on. In that first video, that was way shorter than this one, I explained the fact that I fell asleep out there on the ground a lot, 3 times to be exact. I should have been dead and gone. You walk in the streets, even when I was downtown in Dallas, I should have been dead and gone. Crazy part is, I didn't even my own kid's mom know half the stuff I've been through. Nobody knows. I wonder if they'd even care. This has been a long journey, but I've enjoyed this journey. I've really enjoyed myself. It's had a lot of crazy things going on, stressing and depressing. I have enjoyed it for the most part. I hope this next journey is just as successful as this one has been. Yeah, I thought about a lot of failures. Yeah, I thought about it being a failed attempt. But there's too much success wrapped up in it for it to be overall a story of failure. Even when I wasn't spending money, the time I spent with my kids. If they wasn't mine before, they are mine now. If they were never my kids, they was once I started spending a lot of time with them. They got rough edges. They got a long way to go. They got a lot to learn. They got a lot to live through. But I'll be here for them if they want me to be, if they let me. I don't have much to offer. I never did. I don't even have much to offer. That's why I can't really date. I don't really have much to offer. But I do, to those who are willing to look and see. That's it for this video. It was long.